and management of dyslexia through the Lady Olabisi Solomon Ayoku Foundation, LASAF. Your service to God and humanity through the Mother of the Lagos Brigade Command and the Fountain of Hope International Society is worthy of emulation. You have equally given a good account of yourself in the business world, as reflected in the award by the Nigeria-Vietnam Chamber of Commerce and Industry. Happy 80th birthday to an untiring builder, persistent teacher, and our matriarch, announcer, children, grandchildren, and great-grandchildren.
Tell them. They told me you are the best around here.
What can I do for you, sir?
I want my own very, very simple. I don't want any shine. If I see any shine.
Actually, I'd love some sequins on my skirt. And I don't like any frills.
I beg, I want frills on mine. But it must not be too tight.
Tight! That tight now, that is what I want. And the transition.
Oh, you know what? I want a gown.
Me too. I want to come to fine.
You know what GMS are doing this for coming?
Did you capture all the information?
Of course not.
Actually.
Fantastic!
I give my customers what they love because everyone has their unique style. So why should they wear the same thing? Just like MTN for me, which gives unique data and recharge offers just the way you like it. Just dial *121# and turn up great offers every day.
Everywhere you go, MTN.
You for being there. Today is Father's Day and children are celebrating their dads within their capacity. Annie Daniels reports on why this is just as special as Mother's Day.
Celebrated annually to highlight the contributory roles of fathers, not just in the family but in nation building. This year, 2020, Father's Day is celebrated in a very low key, and that's because of the coronavirus pandemic presently ravaging the world. So I ask, who is a father?
Before you can be a father or a responsible father, there are certain responsibility, duties, and what have you that you must do before they can call you a good father.
A father can be referred to as the head of the home. A father is a home builder. Then a father is an exemplary leader.
Are the present day fathers fulfilling these roles and attributes?
We have people who have been able to fulfill all of these attributes, and at the end, they make a goodly child that will be fit to lead the nation.
There are some people, some men that have wife, and the wife gave birth to the children, but they were so careless that they don't even take responsibility on that children.
For 13-year-old Farouk Adelaja, Father's Day is a day he looks forward to annually.
Our teachers told us about Father's Day.
And what he did on this day for his father?
Today, in this morning, I just greet him. I just greet my dad. I gave him wristwatch, that happy Father's Day. He thanked me so much and gave me some tea back to appreciate me. He gave me like money and food to appreciate me back.
To ascertain Farouk's story, I followed him to his house. There I met his father, very elated.
I was surprised because it just came to me unknowingly, and he knocked at my door. Was like, "Dad, happy Father's Day," and he presented a gift to me, which I feel more excited about it.
While Farouk knows and appreciates the role of his father in his well-being, the same may not be said about these young men, referred to as area boys, whose abode is under the bridge.
Now that I don't sleep, I don't get house, no any accommodation. We just
It's a big challenge when there is a broken home, when maybe, I don't know if it's religion, we have children thrown into the street. As a result of that, we are, endangering the future of the nation.
Any parent that gives birth to the children, firstly, he must give him a good name in Islam. You must train him educationally, morally, socially.
Father's Day previously was marked with celebration by religious and other organizations. The story this year is, however, different. COVID-19 did not take the shine off the day for a father like Latif Ogunlaja.
Actually, I take them out. That's how I celebrate my Father's Day. I take them out to a kind of fun center. They can have fun. Even with the siblings, so they enjoy themselves. But today, due to the COVID-19, we are unable to go, right? I highly appreciate it.
What kind of father are you? Biological, adopted, area, responsible, irresponsible, run away, legitimate, illegitimate, absent, tied to mother's apron, or set chick's father? Which father are you? Every responsible father is supposed to play the role of a priest, provider and protector to his family. And for those fathers whose children still see as dysfunctional, clergies have asked that they should please forgive and forget. After all, they still remain your father. Becky, tell us about your father.
My dad was great, and to all fathers out there, happy Father's Day. As you've seen, a father's job is never done. Moving on, the increasing cases of rape is why many groups, especially women's organizations, are calling for justice, more so when majority of the victims are minors. Recently in Bauchi town, there was a rally by a coalition of groups against the crime. Talatu Lamon reports.
Records show that acts of rape are usually carried out by an older, close relative or neighbor of the victims. These victims are mostly young girls below the ages of 13. Recently, 4 suspected rapists were arrested by the Bauchi State Police Command. The police public relations officer, DSP Ahmed Mohammed Wakili, explained that their acts were confirmed after investigations were carried out, and the suspected rapists have also confessed to have carried out such acts.
One of the cases of the suspect that was paraded named Wandu, Amos Wandu. If you look at it, he has raped about 8 victims, of which he has been perpetrating that act for a long period of time and without the knowledge of the parent.
Frequent cases of rape in Bauchi State have given caregivers and women groups, including the Bauchi State chapter of the Nigeria Association of Women Journalists, NAWAJ, a reason to come together to voice out their grievances to the ugly act, which they say it must be stopped and justice must prevail.
We call on all meaning Nigerians to stand and say no to rape. The effect of rape lasts for a lifetime.
And I hope and I pray that whenever the chain of reporting is being extended, NAWAJ have a call number. Very soon we shall establish an emergency call number for families to call reporters, to call NAWAJ, and then even the NUJ to be able to champion their cause.
I want to say that we as individuals have various roles to play in saying no to rape cases in our society. But with one voice, we can all come out to say no to rape.
A 67-year-old Idris soldier was bitter as he narrated how his 7-year-old granddaughter was recently raped when she went to plait her hair in the neighborhood. He appealed to relevant authorities and human rights groups to ensure the culprit is brought to book as he is at the police custody. It is believed that if all hands be on deck to fight against rape and other forms of violence, with stiffer penalties given to culprits, such cases will be minimized to the barest level.
It's becoming a collective war, and if these campaigns continue, perpetrators will beat a retreat. Still on rape, you must have noticed that rape as a crime is no longer a hush-hush topic in Nigeria. As it were, victims are speaking out, naming and shaming suspects. It seems society no longer raises an eyebrow when women, and maybe some men, go on social media to proclaim that they have been raped. We could say gone are the days when victims walked in the shadows, shielding the aggressors from the law in order to avoid the contempt and stigma that usually followed. Maureen Liu Ajom takes a look at the emerging pattern of victims unafraid and refusing to be shamed.
The media in recent times have been awash with various reports of rape on women and girls, some of them resulting in the murder of victims. Days where incidents of rape were kept as secrets are over, as voices from different quarters dominate information space, adding value to the call for an end to rape. But where and when did the culture of silence against rape begin?
Society judge people a whole lot. If somebody comes out to say they were raped, oftentimes you get laughed at. Oftentimes society frowns at it and say, sometimes they'll tell you enjoyed the whole thing, so why are you talking about it?
If, for instance, a wife was raped as a husband, you feel, if I should tell people, it's going to be a scandal.
Shockingly, some Nigerians see this form of violence as a normal part of daily lives, especially within the confines of the family and local communities. Some Nigerians are calling for its sustenance to span through decades.
It's a question of reorientation, talking to our local people. Culture, our culture, African culture, is a big problem. It's regarded as shameful, degrading to tell people that one has been raped.
If a child is taught from an early age what consent means, if a child is given sex education early enough, the rape epidemic will reduce.
But what are the roles of law enforcement agents towards breaking the silence?
The penalty provided by law is life imprisonment, and that is why people have to be careful. They do not know that the consequences of rape, the punishment provided by law for rape, is life imprisonment.
We also want a way where we can provide free legal services for rape victims so they can speak out. We need to break this culture of silence.
Although the federal government acknowledges domestic and sexual violence as issues of top national concern, respondents say much must be done in enforcement.
Things have changed. Victims now understand that if they fail to speak up, rapists will keep getting away with their atrocities. Prevalence of rape in Nigeria assumed a dangerous dimension, with hardly a week passing by without a case reported. Francis Form in this report seeks to know the measures being taken by the authorities concerned to nip the issue in the bud.
Lois Yakubu, a 300-level student of the Abubakar Tafawa Balewa University, Bauchi, giving her opinion on rape.
Whatever the condition may be, don't go out alone, because when somebody that wants to rape you, when he sees you like 2 or 3 in a group, I know certainly the person cannot come to you. Mostly people are being raped in lonely places and when they are alone.
The friend I work with matters a lot. Like the places I go to, people I mingle with matter a lot.
You should time yourself not to go where you're not needed. You should guide yourself. You should not keep late nights. As a lady, I will not keep late nights because in order not to attract those kind of wayward guys.
Lois and these 2 other ladies believe rape and other forms of gender-based violence against women infringe on their rights to self-preservation and dignity.
So we all need to rise up on our feet to say no to this rape.
In the last few weeks, the media has been awash with reports of rape involving Wela Vera Omozua, an undergraduate student of the University of Benin, who was raped and murdered in a church. Just when the nation was overcoming that shock, Barakat Bello, a student of Federal College of Animal Health Production in Ibadan, also suffered the same fate. In Jigawa State, a 12-year-old was said to have been raped by 11 different men at different times.
They approached me while I was hawking or when sent to duty by my parents.
Minors, the elderly are not spared either. The disturbing factor is that the biological parents are found to have sexually assaulted their children. So, These women recommend sex education and moral upbringing for the girl child as a way of addressing sexual violence.
You as the father or the mother need to sit with children once in a while, try to teach them their kind of development and things around they will see, they will experience, the changes they experience in their body and how to discipline their hearts to control it.
And make sure you tell them, hey, those are the guidelines. Don't touch this, don't touch it, everything is private part as a female. Don't allow a man to touch it. Once any man, even daddy, do it like this, come and tell me.
Section 357 of the Nigerian Criminal Code, applicable in the southern part of Nigeria, clearly defines what rape is, just like Section 282 of the Penal Code in the northern part of Nigeria. The Inspector General of Police says between January to May this year, about 717 cases of rape were reported. This, according to him, the police is stepping up investigation of the reported cases and prosecution of sex offenders, engagement of other law enforcement agencies and the CSOs to stop the heinous crime.
The Nigerian Police Force, NAPTIC, and the National Human Rights Commission are working together to ensure the full implementation of the newly developed standard operating procedures on responses against sexual offenses, gender-based violence as part of the national approach towards addressing the menace of the offense.
The Inspector General of Police recently ordered the strengthening of the Gender Desk Unit, the juvenile welfare centers across the country, and the deployment of investigation assets to deal with gender-related offenses. The outcome of these measures are what many are hoping will curtail the incidences of rape across the country.
Many recommendations in that report, and we hope they are applied. Let's go on a break now. More intriguing stories when we return.
What is the good life? The good life is every day of your life. It's every day you choose to live with heart. Every day you choose to live in the moment. Some find it in living for others. Others find it in the quiet of solitude. You may find it in the adventure of discovery or in the gratification that comes with enjoying the promise of tomorrow. Some find it in the joy that comes with giving. Others find it in the confidence that comes with self-love. Whatever your idea of the good life may be, you can live it to the fullest with your Verve card. Choose Verve for the good life.
Your hogs are a comfy place for dropping in, for lazing around, and hanging out. So we've designed our hugs to be just as comfy, with a super absorbent cord to lock wetness away, and a soft, flexible waistband. Our most comfortable diaper keeps baby comfy at every angle. We'll never stop finding new ways to hug more like you. Huggies, your hugs inspire ours.
All over the world, the current pandemic has had unimaginable impact on people, communities, companies, and economies. On some days, things feel hopeless. But as an organization that preaches optimism and hope, we cannot afford to let that Uncle Thomas mindset take over. As a people and as a nation, we have no choice but to rise above this pandemic. This is why we have come up with the Rise Challenge, to shine the spotlight on you, our customers, who are doing all you can to rise above this pandemic. You are being innovative, charitable, creative, and resourceful, and we want to hear your story. Every week for the next 4 weeks, we will select 10 of the most inspiring stories to share and reward. If your story is selected, you will receive 250,000 Naira from Union Bank to support the work you are doing to rise above the pandemic. Whatever it is you are doing, we want your stories to have impacted lives while bringing us much needed hope and inspiration during this time, so we can all rise together. For more details on the Rise Challenge, go to www.unionbankng.com/the Rise Challenge. So tell us, what are you doing to rise?
Molfix pants with an atomic fit technology. New Molfix pants, inspired by babies. Introducing the new Nivea Dry Impact and Dry Comfort deodorant. Now with quick dry effect and longer lasting fragrance. Guaranteed to keep you feeling dry and fresh all day. Proven 48-hour protection and longer lasting fragrance from Nivea.
Never get caught unfresh with the new Nivea Dry Fresh deodorants.
Close-up Deep Action with antibacterial formula and deep cleaning gel keeps your teeth clean and protected. Close-up Deep Action. Enjoy long-lasting fresh breath and more.
Remember that Nigerian I want marry. She dey come my house today. I'm gonna tell her to marry me.
Remember what I taught you about playing music from the internet?
I'm gonna play romantic music to her. The body remains small, make it done. Will you marry me? I have a surprise for you. Google, play me a romantic music. Everything is okay. Network is shaky. Google, play me a romantic music. Google, play me a romantic music. Maybe I should go.
Don't let poor internet ruin special moments. Join the super fast and reliable 4G network and get double data.
Now the watch.
Let's do something more interesting. Let's see.
All amazing moms who nurture the uniqueness in our kids while keeping them healthy and safe. So kids, stay indoors, wash your hands, and enjoy your favorite delicious Indomie noodles. Indomie noodles, tasty nutrition, good for you.
As a strong immune system increases the chances of victims surviving COVID-19. A corruption-free society creates opportunities for citizens to thrive and prosper. Build your immunity. Stop corruption now. Report all acts of corruption to ICPC on this toll-free number 0800-2255-4272. This message is brought to you by ICPC and NTA.
Let's talk COVID-19 now. Basically, proper hygiene, social and physical distancing, as well as a balanced diet are three workable strategies to survive the coronavirus pandemic. While governments and organizations frequently provide food palliatives, the long-term solution could very well be growing what you eat. And residents of Chibiri community have adopted the subsistence lifestyle by growing their own food. Cecil Egbele, who went sowing with them, reports.
Chibiri is an agrarian community in Kuje Area Council of the FCT. It has had its share of cattle encroachment, leveling farmlands, coupled with no accessibility to the farms. Today, this community stands assured with this 8.6 acres fenced farmland to the rescue. A donation of a non-governmental body, When in Need Foundation, WIN. This community can now plant what they consume and have enough to take to the markets.
These are indeed unusual times, and of course life post-COVID is even more uncertain. Palliatives may last for weeks or maybe months, but seed sowing exercises like this one going on amongst youths of Chibiri community, supported by the When Indeed Foundation providers of these seeds, there will be constant food on the table and money in the pocket will be certain.
Today we are planting. After it grows
After we produce everything, they will still feed our community.
With over 10 crops planted here, the leadership of the community, while acknowledging the effort of Wind Foundation, tells NTA Crew that the produce are shared evenly among every family in the locality.
Last year's harvest was brought to the chiefs, and we shared the farm produce to every household in the community.
I need everybody to get their hoes ready, their knives ready.
Dr. Chetachi Acton of the Donor Foundation says this mechanized farming system is meant to provide year-round plant and harvest season.
The last year was different, but this year is special. It is special because of this coronavirus. It is special because of COVID-19. We want people to eat, and we want them to share, and we want them to sell. So we'll plant more, and we'll harvest more. So as we're harvesting these ones, in about 2 or 3 weeks, we'll be harvesting again. 1 month we'll be harvesting. So continuously till the ending of this year, we'll be harvesting, planting and harvesting, because this is irrigation farm.
The idea of this farming exercise, meant to feed families through COVID-19 and beyond, is planned to be replicated in interested communities within the Federation, targeting about 4 million Nigerians. For families in urban centers, these simple home farming techniques may just be sufficient to last through the hard times necessitated by COVID-19.
Saying farming never looked so attractive. Other communities need to take a cue from Chibiri. Next up, with a daily increase in the number of confirmed COVID-19 cases in Nigeria, what immediately comes to mind is whether people are actually abiding by the protocols of safety. This type of reasoning is only logical, as Nigeria is yet to flatten the curve, unlike other countries, including China, where the words index case was reported. Edidiong Iba, who assessed compliance to safety rules by people in Akwa Ibom State, will now report his findings.
Tuesday, June 16, 2020, the number of coronavirus cases in Nigeria had risen to 17,148, with a total of 455 deaths across the country. This shows an exponential increase in the number of new cases. Unfortunately, as the figures keep rising, many seem to be throwing caution to the winds with regards to observing the safety protocols in preventing the spread. Since the easing of the lockdown, which led to the reopening of markets and just recently worship centers, most persons have ditched their face mask, and places where hitherto had enforced strict adherence to the washing of hands and temperature check have long since ditched such practices. It, however, seems that life has returned to the old normal, but the figures do not say so. Some persons who still have the water buckets in front of their premises do not have water in it, neither soap, while those who have their face masks hanging loosely on their chins do so maybe to avoid arrest. As expected, there are reasons for this attitude.
80% are not with their face masks. So now, who will you blame? Are you going to blame our governor or our president, or you blame us?
It's just that I forgot my face mask today. I unsafe it. I'm obeyed to the government.
As plausible as these reasons may seem, it is important to note that as long as the state in particular and the country at large has not discharged its last patient, there is need for everyone to be cautious and maintain same.
COVID-19 is real. Stay safe, people. Away from the pandemic, a couple recently gave birth to quadruplets in Zaria. They actually prayed and planned for one, but we're blessed with 4. That's a full home nursery, you would agree. Faisal Babadia, who spent time with this family, reports.
Cry of a newborn baby, the pride of every mother. It is a blessing every home craves for, but for Muhammad Suleiman, a commercial vehicle driver, this blessing can be described as one too many. His wife, 34-year-old Hawa'u, is a shower of blessing. 8 times she puts to bed and each time in multiples with the exception of her first, second and third born. Triplets twice, twins twice, and to capital, a quadruplet with 3 surviving.
I am happy and grateful to God for this special blessing. May the children have a fulfilled life.
We care for the neonates, but the obstetricians and gynecologists are the ones caring for the mother. But we are aware she's a bit stable. She has had some turbulent times. She received blood transfusion.
Since Hawa'u is still under watch with her babies at the Ahmadu Bello University Teaching Hospital, we captured Muhammad Suleiman's typical day at home with the kids. It's like a home of celebrity of sorts, but obviously he struggles with managing the children. With quadruplets coming home soon, the family's budget must be supplemented.
God has blessed me and I pray for his guide.
Now these 2 bedrooms home will have to accommodate 13 children and their parents.
Wow, she has the highest fertility rates, if I may say so. Congrats to that family, and thanks ahead for your support to them. Moving on, he became an orphan at 12. His grandparents stepped in and showed out his responsibilities. As fate would have it, his grandparents also died. He was forced to rely on the goodwill of kind-hearted people. In spite of life's struggles, he acquired an education and grew to become a remarkable success. Today, he is royalty in the true sense of the word. Sounds like a fairy tale, doesn't it? Let's join Momso Damian Dati, who will introduce this dignified personality.
The crack of the dark night clouds, ushering in the rays of sunshine to signify a new day full of hope. The beating of traditional drums and vibration of the royal flutes are accompanied by the chant of praises as the royal guards take position to usher in His Royal Highness Usman Ngakupi, the Sapei of Garki, to his throne. But who would have believed all these will be done to an orphan Almajiri?
I lost my father when I was still young, and I lost all my parents when I was still in primary school. So the life has not been so easy. I struggled, went to Sunday school, and became a classroom teacher as well as a headmaster.
One king, many people, different tribes, land, government, resettlement, and natives, all matters to deal with.
Garki being the center of unity, most of the development has affected us. Our land has been acquired by the government, by corporate organizations, as well as individuals.
His background as a teacher and principal is come in handy, administering a palace with aides and helpers of different religions and ethnic backgrounds. The chief palace guard is a native of Nasarawa State. His assistant, all the way from Sokoto, both forbidden to speak by tradition.
Sapei, what making to ascend this throne because of his effort, his kindness to people, because he used to carry everybody along.
He's a father, he's a brother to me, and they have living peacefully.
He's a leader, an achiever. He has really worked for his people.
The Sapei of Garki is a father to many children and husband to many wives, all cohabiting harmoniously. Chores and events celebrated together, just as meals shared with neighbors. But what I find most intriguing is the story of Queen Hanatu, Ibira by tribe from Kogi State. 21 years after marrying the king, she just had her first baby boy at the age of 51, and in the midst of the COVID pandemic.
I don't know what to say, but today I'm happy. And I know what he did to me.
But how did she end up in the palace?
I've been doing business, traveling out. So one day, one Hajarikia, he said, Hanatu, he said, with this your goose, The man can buy and give people, especially Salah period.
This latest addition to the royalty has brought down Queen Hanatu's very old mother all the way from Kogi.
What she was not expecting again, that she has already given hope, even though she still has faith.
But don't say I told you. Mama is actually 109 years old. She had Hanatu at the age of 58. Yeah, 58.
Wow, beautiful story there. Thanks for sharing. It's time for another break. Stay with us.
I wish to once again commend the frontline workers across the country who, on a daily basis, risk everything to ensure we win this fight. For those who got infected in the line of duty, rest assured that government will do all it takes to support you and your families during this exceedingly difficult period. I will also take this opportunity to assure you all that your safety, well-being, and welfare remains paramount to our government. I am using this opportunity to express our deepest condolences to the families of all Nigerians that have lost their loved ones as a result of the COVID-19 pandemic. This is our collective loss, and we share your grief.
In Nigeria, there is one sound we need to silence. So let's silence toothache before it starts with Oral-B All-Round Protection. Its advanced technology helps prevent both tooth holes and gum problems that can lead to tooth loss. It strengthens your teeth, giving them all-round protection. Because the only sound we really want to hear is that of our future. For healthier, stronger teeth in 1 week.
So good to be here.
Me too, I brought that specially for you. You see that sanitizer you're holding? That is my protection against germs. Germs are everywhere, and they're always in places like there, and there. These germs spread all sorts of illnesses, so we have to be vigilant and protect our health. And that's why I use Too Sure Hand and Surface Sanitizer. With 70% alcohol, Too Sure Sanitizers ensures that you stop germs and you live well.
Wow, so I can be sure of my protection from germs.
Not just sure, but Too Sure.
Auntie Too Sure.
Oh no, call me Auntie Too Sure. Too Sure Hand and Surface Sanitizer. Stop germs, live well.
I will still stand. I will still stand on the day that I finally wear my colors of pride, when the most prolific stars rise to look adversaries in the eye, putting them in their place. When the Spanish Armada set sail once again to take over the rough seas, the moment of excellent surprises, remarkable magic, unshakable dominance. Yes, I will still stand. When my passion melts away all the uncertainties, when I get reacquainted with my heroes, I will still stand. Get ready for the return of live sports only on GoTV. Stay connected or reconnect to GoTV, and we will give you an upgrade to the next package. GoTV. Live it, love it.
Like a bird needs wings to fly, you need skills to be productive. No matter the level of your education, ITF can train you to acquire skills in areas like mechatronics, metal machining, facility technology, electronics and computer networking, information and communication technology, ICT, culinary art, and agriculture. Acquire a skill and transform yourself from being unemployed to becoming even an employer. Be a valuable Nigerian youth. Say no to unemployment and poverty.
I'll spread my wings and fly so high. I'll reach for the stars, yeah, it's time.
Industrial Training Fund, developing the nation's human resource.
I just don't understand this coronavirus thing. Is it real?
See, coronavirus, known as COVID-19, it's a global problem and has killed thousands of people in China, Italy, Spain, UK, US, and other countries around the world.
Okay. Now, why are they saying that we should stay home?
Because if you go outside and get in contact with someone who is infected, you become infected and then come back home, affect your family. That's how it happens in other countries.
Now, please, help me explain what this social distance is all about.
See, as we are now, the virus travels through the air and by touch. We must maintain 6 foot distance at all times.
Oh, so it's not by washing my hands with soap and water or hand sanitizer that is only important?
Washing of our hands regularly is very important. But we must come together and fight this virus like we did Ebola. It is our responsibility to each other.
The number of the COVID-19 cases in Nigeria is increasing daily, with many more tests ongoing. The battle of testing, isolating, treating, and attending to the affected persons rests heavily on the shoulders of our health workers, constantly putting their lives on the line and at risk to contain this virus, save and protect the lives of millions of Nigerians. To these health workers, we at the Nigerian Television Authority, NTA, on behalf of millions of Nigerians, say a big thank you for all that you have done and are doing. To the security agencies enforcing the lockdown and every other frontliner, we say thank you for putting your lives on the line to save ours. There is no amount of words that can quantify our gratitude. Thank you. This message is brought to you by the Nigerian Television Authority, NTA, Africa's largest television network.
The gentlemen you're about to meet have vowed to a life of solitude. They have separated themselves from mainstream society, having answered a divine call that requires absolute service to God and humanity. Through the years, these men have shown great commitment to the cause, thus earning respect and popularity across Nigeria and beyond. They are Catholic monks of St. Benedict Monastery, Ewo, Edo State. Agasa Egwariojo, who was opportuned to see how they live simply, will share the episode with us.
Established in July 1979, now under the Catholic Diocese of Uromi, the monastery is on the Ekpoma-Irwa-Auchi axis of the Benin-Okene-Abuja highway. On arrival, I was greeted by an atmosphere I would describe as one of deafening silence. The 45 monks who live out their lives here pray together 7 times a day and engage in other works beginning their day from 3:25 in the morning with the sound of a bell.
After the breakfast, that's what we call Lectio Divina. Lectio Divina means pondering on the scripture and praying along with it. Every place is quiet. You go to a particular place you like to sit, pick your Bible, read slowly. If it's a verse or a sentence that touches you, you pause and start repeating that in your heart. That helps you to live your life for the day. So you are in conversation with your God all the time.
In the course of my visit here, I had the privilege to pray with the monks.
These monks have nothing of their own.
1986, when I was leaving home, it looks like I have been buried because all of them were not happy. My senior brother, the first son, have to write a letter threatening that he's going to sue this place. It looks as if I was alone. Even to communicate back home, nobody will respond to you. They thought that that is the way to bring me back. But I continued on the road till now.
It's a commitment you make, so you find fulfillment in the life. For me, it is a life. very many things to think about when it has to do with the monastic life and where it is leading you and how it is helping you not to get lost in the midst of the, I wouldn't want to say chaotic, but very noisy world.
As I moved closer to their confined space, some meters away was a graveside.
Live all his lives here and paying more attention to his prayer life, hoping that one day he would die and be buried here. The aim is to die a holy death, not just dying.
Notwithstanding their austere life, this monastery is unique in its visible enterprise. The Park's Herbal Clinic and Research Laboratories, known for the production of herbal drugs as an alternative, packs a reputation. The monastery rears laboratory mice used for clinical trials. Its wheat bread is also highly sought after. This center boasts of 150 staff strength.
Many of them are from the village. Then we have industrial training IT students from universities. Every year we train about 60 students. So we have many families in Ewu village who supply us raw materials, bitter leaf, bitter cola. We just make sure we train them and encourage them to cultivate also.
Such it is with monastic life here, so restricted yet so enterprising. This oasis of prayer has also become a popular destination for people seeking to build their spiritual lives through retreats, and the facility is open to people of all faiths.
The monks of Ewu are committed to the calling, and we can't but wish them well. We always acknowledge special days, and there is no way what music day could have passed us by. As the cliche goes, music is food for the soul, which makes it rare to find someone who can't stand music. Even babies respond to music. Music is also a unifying factor and can be applied to other forms of entertainment. Then, imagine working out without music. Sounds boring already. Ode Moses Ajawo sampled opinions of music lovers in Makurdi, the Benue State capital, on the importance of music to their lives as a global community marks Music Day.
Every culture of the world has its own form of music, as distinct and unique to its area as a language and cuisine. La Fête de la Musique, also known as World Music Day, is celebrated all over the world on June 21st every year, with over 170 countries participating. The event, which was founded by Jacques Lang and Maurice Floret in Paris, France in 1982, has become a yearly ritual for lovers and performers of music. The idea was to get both professionals and amateur musicians to perform with their instruments and hold road shows for free, be it gospel, jazz, and blues. With the effect of the COVID-19 disease, some musicians and music lovers are holding online concerts in commemoration of the day. With the high volume of interest most Nigerians have for music, not much awareness campaign is made in this regard.
We intend celebrating it also online because of the social distancing and the COVID-19 stuff.
A day, stay back for a retreat, have a recount of our core values as musicians, because every musician has a direction, a line of message.
Some music performing artists in Makurdi, the Benue State capital, expressed reservation marking the 2020 event.
Events like this brings us together to come and showcase our talents. We have a lot of challenges because of this COVID-19, but we thank God.
We are hoping that this will create another avenue for artists to re-strategize.
According to a psychologist, Victor Ojobo, music also have a magical impact on the brain and the entire body.
The music influences people's thoughts, their feelings, and their behavior. It's used mental health conditions like depression, anxiety, neurological conditions like dementia, stroke.
A relaxing musical tune, he said, can reduce an individual's fatigue.
Older than time, you feast on fire. Agavai duwe, ochedu leba.
I dare say music is the best form of entertainment because it's readily available and great for the mind. That's our program this week. I invite you to join us again come Sunday. And I leave you with this. No matter what you are going through, be patient. There's light at the end of the tunnel. Good night and God bless Nigeria.
Elizabeth Abad. I am here to talk about facts. There is so much misinformation and distortion out there, especially on the social media. All it takes is just a click and the fake news goes viral. However, here in NTA, we deal with facts.
My job is to go out there and comb for factual news and information, just the way it is, all in the interest of the nation. I'm Naja Atutijani.
Here on the NCA, we present only the facts, verified. Beware of fake news, don't be a victim. Stay tuned to the NCA.
Especially at this time of the coronavirus pandemic.
My name is Nnamdi Ojipo.
NTA, you can't beat Deutsch.
There is a lot of fake news and report circulating, especially on social media, on the coronavirus. Do not believe or partake in the spread of these fake reports. If it is not on the official website or news from the Nigerian Center for Disease Control, NCDC, disregard such report. Only together can we beat this virus. Only together can we overcome this pandemic. Follow the instructions and guidelines provided to combat this virus. Most importantly, stay at home. Self-isolate, regardless of your status. The virus doesn't move unless we move. Let us work together to better Nigeria. Together, we can do this. This message is brought to you by the Nigerian Television Authority, NTA, Africa's largest television network.